the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket treadless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the frame, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the brave, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that... Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you're into taking L's, then it can't help. I'll be the self-made champ, look at my belt. I built this all from the ground up, this all by myself, y'all know. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle, any person that comes got the weight of the world on them, yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out.
Hey, there I am. Everybody can hear me. Guys, I do. SDK or OBS is acting stupid, but we are at Talladega. Welcome, everybody, to MaxspeedTV. TV. Yeah, I know, Eric. For some reason, OBS kicked my device off. I should have checked it. I thought it was going to be good because I just broadcasted Saturday night. But you know how technology is. But yes, we are at Dega. We are in the playoffs. We are in the round of 16. And, of course, up on the screen are your 16 drivers. Hunter Reynolds, Steven Luttrell, Jimmy Reynolds, Brian Wang, Mark Mann, Josh Ball, Rick Sanchez, Zach Workman, Gabe Butler, Vicente Guerrero, Jeff Crosby Jr., Kenny Real, Adam Kilday, Nate Warren, Zach Rich, and Peter DeBorja. Let's take a look at what happened last week, folks, at Daytona. For the last race of the regular season, Hunter Reynolds with the victory, Kenny Real in second, Zach Workman in third. I don't think that's right. I am pretty sure we're going to get this out of the way here. I'm pretty sure last week's winner was somebody else, but let me double check here, make sure I got the right one. I know I saved it. Now that is right. Last week, Hunter Reynolds, your winner, Kenny Real in second, Zach Workman third, Les Levy fourth, and Jimmy Reynolds in fifth. Your last week's stage winner, stage one, Adam Kilday, stage two, Jeff Crosby Jr. So we're going to take a look at our most points in the last three races. Vicente Guerrero with 113, Jimmy Reynolds at 103, Zach Workman at 101, Peter DeBorja at 100, and Zach Rich at 93. Again, we are at Talladega here. I'm trying to get my SDK up and going. Let me refresh this and make sure it's going to, there we go. Got about a minute left of practice here. We're going to go ahead and get to our pre-race analytics for you tonight here at Talladega. We are at 77-degree air temperature, 56% humidity, partly cloudy, a 6-mile-an-hour wind, 111-degree track temperature tonight here. So we're going to see how these guys do. Now, it may cool off a little bit when we get into qualifying. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I already see guys out there, Eric W., Belva, Eric Grover, Brendan Kennedy, William Luttrell, all out there in chat. We got 14 watching right now. So, again, appreciate everybody that's out there in chat, chatting it up, and those ones just watching. Thank you for tuning in. As we get ready for qualifying here, guys, again, we are, man, it's going to be an exciting race for sure. We'll go ahead and get our qualifying up as we are done with practice. It looks like we're going to have about the same amount of drivers. Looks like we're sitting at about 29 drivers right now. So usually about a 32-car field. Looks like we're going to be missing a few people tonight. So I'm not sure where everybody is, but we're going to get these guys going on qualifying. Well, the first one out looks like it will be Jeff Crosby Sr. being the first one out to qualify. Dave Hunt out, as well as Mike Edgerton. David Overstreet coming out on the track as well. Eric Laurie coming out, but something happened to Eric. He's going to have to reset. Everett Lane back out in that, that original red, black, yellow, 24 Jeff Gordon style truck. And last week, Saturday, I think it was, or Rick Sanchez got the win, so congratulations to Rick Rat on that. And, you know, it could be Eric, but we're still early. It's possible that the track temperatures may drop. And then again, it's very possible that they could increase too, as Mr. Les Levy is coming out on the track. Richard Kuhn out as well. Jeff Crosby Jr. out there on the track. Stephen Luttrell coming out for his qualifying lap. Adam Kilday as well. Of course, Jimmy Reynolds, Josh Ball, Nate Warren, Hunter Reynolds here tonight, Andy Brigante, Jeff Crosby Sr., Mark Mann, Zach Fritz, Sean McCara, and Peter DeBorja. We also have Adam Schramm out here, Gabe Butler's out here, Vicente Guerrero, he is not out qualifying just yet. Also Lynn McNeese, Doug Johnson, Andrew Schroeder, and Alex Giffen. And, of course, there is Mr. Kenny Real out there now. So, right now, Jeff Crosby Sr. Setting that fastest time at a 55.11. I don't really see that lasting very long, as David Overstreet posted up a 55.10. Mark Mann comes in there with a 55.04. Everett Lane with a 55.06. Hunter Reynolds with a 55.03. Rick Sanchez with a 55.04. A lot of close times here coming into the qualifying. I was looking at something. Give me just a second. Of course, SDK wants to act a fool right now for qualifying, which is nothing new. But right now, Hunter Reynolds is sitting at the top spot with a 55.03. But we still have guys out qualifying, so we'll see where they end up. But we got a lot of ties right now. Les Levy with the 55.05. Sean McCara with the 55.05. Adam Kilday with a 55.05 as well. Gabe Butler coming out with a 55.03. So right there with Hunter Reynolds, probably a thousandth of a second slower. I got to get my time up here, as we are less than a minute of qualifying left. We still have guys out on the track. Peter DeBorja, Andy Brigante, Vicente Guerrero, Alex Giffen. Alex posted a 55.13. Good enough for the 23rd spot right now. We're going to get our split up here. It looks like the only one that, well, he just finished his qualifying lap. Vicente Guerrero with a 55.07. It looks like Hunter Reynolds is going to be your pole sitter tonight. I don't see anybody else out there qualifying, so we're going to go ahead and bring Hunter up to the broadcast booth real quick and have a visit with Hunter. Hunter, congratulations, buddy. You do have the pole at a 55. I think it's a 55.02 and some change, but that's going to be good enough for the poles tonight, man. Talladega, big wide track. Track temperatures are a little bit warm, but you guys are kind of used to that. I mean, what are you going to have to do tonight to secure your spot into going into the round of 8?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be work for sure. These other playoff drivers are good, and the rest of the field ain't no slouches either, so it's never an easy one. I'm going to try and stay out front if I can, but I think I'm going to have to grab some stage points tonight, hopefully. And but the main thing is just finish. If I can snag a top 10, I'll be looking okay for next week. And obviously, if I manage to get the win, that would lock me in. So whoever gets the win tonight, if it's a playoff driver, they're going to be in good shape. But I'm going to try to stay out of the wrecks and see what I can do.
well, you know, we got 30 cars, top 16 right now, but you know, there's still some other guys are still out here trying to get that victory. You know, at least get their name in the record books and maybe get you know, get a chance for that all-star race. But buddy, it's not, like you said, it's not going to be easy, and the main thing I think is just going to stay clean.
Yep, that's exactly it. I mean, I got one fast repair in the book. Hopefully I don't have to use it, but yeah, it's gonna be crazy tonight. We're gonna be 3 wide and maybe 4, who knows, and beating each other's doors off and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one. The non-playoff guys certainly aren't gonna make it easy on us, and I wouldn't expect them to. So.
Well, buddy, congratulations. And again, you know, like you were talking about, you know, extra points with the stage points and stuff. You know, points still matter until you get to that last race of the round of 16.
They do, yeah. I try not to think about points too much. Like I said, maybe go grab me some stage points. But I know there's other drivers like Peter thinks about points a lot more than I do. But yeah, I'm just gonna do my best, and got 3 weeks to make something happen, and you know, see what I can do.
All right, buddy. Well, you guys are rolling out, and you know, good luck, man, and congratulations on getting that pole.
Yeah, appreciate it. I barely beat my teammate Gabe Butler up here, so you know, it was a close one, but we got it tonight.
All right, brother. Well, good luck, man. Have some fun.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, we got him back down to his room. Well, we're going to go ahead and get to our MaxspeedTV starting grid right here tonight. Maybe. There we go. Starting row 1, again, Hunter Reynolds on the pole, Gabe Butler to his outside. Starting row number 2, that 5 of Rick Sanchez and Mark Mann. Row number 3, Mr. Leslie Levy, Sean McCara. Row number 4 is going to be Adam Kilday and Everett Lane. Row number 5, Peter DeBorja and Richard Kuhn. Starting row number 6, Vicente Guerrero, No Presta himself, Eric Laurie on his outside. Starting row 7, Jimmy Reynolds and Kenny Reel. Row number 8, Josh Ball, Zach Workman. Row number 9, Andy Brigante, Jeff Crosby Jr. Row number 10 is going to be David Overstreet and Stephen Luttrell. Row number 11 will be Zach Fritch and Jeff Crosby Sr. Row number 12, Adam Schramm, Nate Warren. Row 13, Alex Giffen and Dave Hunt. Row number 14 is going to be Mike Edgerton and Andrew Schroeder. And row number 15 is going to be the 84 of Lynn McNeese and the 83 of Doug Johnson. We'll get that qualifying off as we get ready to go green. That pace truck will dive off down to the safety of pit road as we get on our drone here tonight. They hit that, I believe it's Geico, maybe United Reynolds here at Talladega. We get to that United Reynolds restart low in the Chevy land. Green flag out, folks. Here we go. We are green flag racing, playoff style, right here at Talladega. Hunter Reynolds down on the inside with Gabe Butler to his outside. Mark Mann right on the bumper. And look at that 5. He is right on the bumper of the 26. They come down the back stretch. Looks like Hunter Reynolds is going to have a slide. Whoa, that was loud. Moose Pie out there, how are you doing? Here we go, coming around turn number 4, down to the trioval. Hunter Reynolds still in the lead. Rick Sanchez right on the bumper. You don't worry about the lap, sir, I will. Man, that inside line is really getting a good run right there. We see these guys jumping that changed. I have went through all of our cameras tonight. Bear with me while I adjust these camera shots. Wide here, folks. We're already. That's Kenny Real on the outside with Josh Ball on that outside with the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. making it 3 wide. Hunter Reynolds in the middle. His teammate. Medlock, medlurking, yeah, exactly. Hey, Mara's out there. Mara, how are you doing? Here we go. We are still 3 wide. Now the 26 drops back down to that inside line in front of the 5 of Sanchez. Back to the middle there. Kenny Real, Josh Ball, Zach Workman, Everett Lane, Stephen Luttrell on that third lane, and we are 3 wide. Man, we've got to be at least, I don't know, 6 rows deep. Gosh. Now, Kenny Real dropped it down to the inside line in front of Gabe Butler, trying to get enough maybe to clear the 26. Don't quite have enough momentum right now. Now, I do apologize about the volume. But yes, I know you see the iRacing bar, Jeremy Hush. Now Gabe Butler gets around Kenny Real, all the way down to that bottom line in front of his teammate, the 27. Here we go back around the start-finish line here. Who's going to get this lap led? That's going to be the 88 of Gabe Butler. You know, there's a possibility we might see a 4 wide. I don't see that happening anytime real soon. Ooh, Gabe Butler Josh Ball kind of dropping it down. Looks like he was trying to get a little bit of side draft there, as that's what Gabe Butler's doing door to door with Sanchez. Now Hunter Reynolds jumping back up to the second lane. Jeremy Snake Lock. Now Rick Sanchez trying to get a run on that inside line. Les Levy, Josh Ball, Zach Workman. They are still trying to get that third line to work. As Workman is on the bumper of Ball. I mean, they are hooked up. Like I said, we are 3 wide. Now Gabe Butler looking to drop it back down on that first line. Again, we do have stages. Stage 1, you'll get the white flag at 25 and the end of stage at lap 26. Now, if a caution comes out after lap 24, then we will automatically into the stage, but it has to be after lap 24. And I apologize about the little bars coming up there, but it was blowing my eardrums out. And we are still 3 wide. We're kind of getting back down to a double side-by-side racing. Coming down the back straightaway. Jeff Crosby Jr. looking at going to the 3rd line with the 19 of Zach Workman. We see Hunter Reynolds dropping it back down to that inside line of Gabe Butler in the 88, the 11 of Kenny Real, Josh Ball on that 2nd line. Now we got 3 trucks out there on the 3rd line, and that is Jeff Crosby Jr., Zach Workman, and it looks like the 16 of Nate Warren. Looking back though through the field, we're just seeing now the back here about Richard Kuhn. We're going to be single file out on that 2nd line. Alex Gibbs, Dave Hunt, Lib McNeese, Jeff Crosby Sr., Andrew Schroeder, Doug Johnson, and Mike Edgerton running out your field. We're still 3 wide up here. Trying to get a little bit of air into his truck as Hunter Reynolds jumps up to that 2nd line in front of Kenny Real. And Kenny on his bumper going to try to push him back up towards the front. We got maybe a little bit of a bad push there from the 19. Out. That is, again, you got Workman and Warren. Then back here, got the 12 of Zach Fritch. Try to make her run. Looked like Everett Lane dropping it down to that inside line. 16, that's Nate Warren. He's coming back up in front of the 33. Going to get a run out here, still 3 wide as we come around here past the start finish line into turns 1 and 2. So far, we are doing pretty good. Oh, Bubba, man, I got to tell you about that, man. It was hot. I think whenever we left about 2:30, I think I ended up getting a little bit of heat exhaustion, but it was 107 degrees outside of the heat index. I mean, I had shade. I had a 10x10 canopy. I had an ice chest full of water and Gatorade. Well, guys, we are under green flag pit stops now. Looking to try to catch who that was. Hunter Reynolds coming down, Gabe Butler, Rick Sanchez, Peter DeBorja, Mark Mann, Adam Kilday, Eric Laurie, Jimmy Reynolds, and Richard Kuhn. So I figured about 13 laps, 14, maybe 15, and they will be doing some green flag pit stops. Spread the field out here. But yeah, I ended up catching, I think, 12. One blue cat, or they were all blue cat. One of them was about 12 pounds. I had some Satiran fish fry, some Louisiana fish fry, and then some Cajun two-step seasoning. Well, Kenny Real is going to bring this group down, but almost had a little bit of an issue. Kenny Real, Josh Ball, Everett Lane, Zach Workman, Zach Fritch, Adam Strom, Alex Giffen, Andy Brigante, Andrew Schroeder, Doug Johnson, and Mike Edgerton all. That's going to leave Nate Warren out there with Jeff Crosby Jr., Les Levy, Sean McCara, David Overstreet, Dave Hunt, and Jeff Crosby Sr., Hunter Reynolds, Peter DeBorja, Rick Sanchez, Gabe Butler, Adam Kilday, Mark Mann, Jimmy Reynolds, Eric Laurie, and Richard Kuhn all out here. Get my stuff set up here because I did find a button that shows me if they get black flags or meatball flags or whatever. But Nate Warren's bringing this group down with Sean McCarr, Jeff Crosby Jr., David Overstreet, Les Levy, Stephen Luttrell, Dave Hunt, Glenn McNeese, and Jeff Crosby Sr. Now, Kenny Real and them are on the back straightaway. So depending on what that lead does. But yeah, Bubba, I found, he's a guy from Louisiana. Goes by the name of Stell Cracker. I've been watching his YouTube videos. He's got his own seasonings, and he's got this stuff called Money Dip. And I'm going to tell you, that stuff is good. Shrimp. I used it on my chicken nuggets. I'd rather have that than McDonald's hot mustard. But yeah, oh man, it was so good. I think I still got a little bit left over. I might eat some after the broadcast tonight. Well, here we go, back side by side. Kenny Real, Zach Workman. Zach Workman to the outside with Zach Rich and Everett Lane. Now Zach Workman does drop it down in front of Kenny. That's going to leave Rich and Lane out there. Back behind them, though, you got this group of Hunter Reynolds, Rick Sanchez, Adam Gilday, Mark Mann, Peter DeBorja, Nate Warren, Gabe Butler, Jeff Crosby Jr., and Jimmy Reynolds. Sean McCarr, he is trying to stay up with that crowd. David Overstreet's back here, but Alex Gibbon and Andrew Schroeder's coming up on David. Looks like they're going to try to pick him up. Push him up towards the front, I think. But nope, they're going to go ahead and go to that second line and get around David. Then you got Richard Kuhn and Andy Brigante right here. They're going to come around David as well. Les Levy, Lynn McNeese, and Stephen Luttrell working together. Doug Johnson back here. Jeff Crosby Sr. by himself. Mike Edgerton has Vicente Guerrero with him right now. Adam Schramm and Dave Hunt. And then Eric Laurie is back here. Lap down as he drops it to the apron. As we're 3 wide, back up to the front here. Kenny Real down on the left side. Zach Workman in the middle. Sanchez out on the high side with Kilday and Mann. Then you have Rich, looks like Everett Lane, Peter DeBorja, the 88 of Gabe Butler, and the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. in the middle. Okay, Moose Pie, you take care of yourself. Have a great night. Lap 18 in the books. We are getting ever so closer to that stage 1. So far, these guys are running 3 wide. Oh, Zach Workman makes an aggressive move up to that middle line in front of Zach Rich. Kenny Real down on the bottom line with Josh Ball, Gabe Butler, and the 16 and 8 Warren. Peter DeBorja looking to go to that low line. Really not seeing much of an advantage from any of the lines right now. All 3 of them are really rolling pretty good. It's just whether or not you can take the turns and get some, like right now, Sanchez getting a little bit of side draft off of Richard. So they're definitely keeping up some momentum. I love our fans out there. Y'all keep me on my toes and keep me entertained. So everybody's kind of piled back up towards the front here. back, everybody back up there. Eddie Brigante, Andrew Schroeder, Sean McCarr still back here. David Overstreet's in with this group. He's got the 62 of Les Levy, Led McNeese, and Stephen Luttrell. Doug Johnson is 15 seconds behind by himself. But Jeff Crosby Sr., the 14 of Vicente Guerrero, and Mike Edgerton are running together right here. They are about 4 seconds and gaining on Doug. Adam Schramm, Dave Hunt, they're back here. Looks like about 14 seconds behind Mike Edgerton in that group. Eric Morey did go a lap down. Kenny Real still making that line on the inside. Hey, you Everett, I'm telling you, son, that 4 wide talk is bad juju. There goes Kenny Real down the bottom line, back in front of Josh Ball. Well, that's going to give Workman a little bit of breathing room, maybe to cool off a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at our track temperature. We are, well, we've jumped 10 degrees. We are at 121 degrees, 79 degree air temperature. So pretty warm down there on that track right now. Well, I could be a little bit. I know I was when I was doing the bowling stuff, man. If somebody would decide to get down the split, I would not go. Now, Rick Sanchez, he made a double move there, dropped it to that inside or middle line, and then down to the inside line in front of Kenny Real. But Adam Kilday does have the lead right now, coming back to the front. He'll lead a lap here, it looks like. Rick Sanchez getting a push out in front of lap 23 now in the books. Oh, and we're going to have a wreck. Oh, the 12 up on his side. Oh, come on, iRacing. We're not doing this tonight. And it did. Dang it. I do not know why iRacing just... All right, folks, hang tight. I will be right back. All right, folks, we are back. It's not going to let me go back and look at what happened. Unfortunately, I can tell you that we had several drivers involved in that. And apparently I had a packet loss with iRacing. So it's got to be something with iRacing servers. I have went through my computer and I have looked at everything from cleaning my disk to doing defrags. That's the thing, is my network speeds are pretty good. At least I think they are. I'm doing a check on them right now to see. I'm sitting at a 730 megabits per second download at a 900 megabits per second on my upload, so that is actually the first caution, and let me find out, because we are under lap 26, but I will be right back. Let me find out who got that stage win. I'll be right back, folks. Hang tight. Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I had a packet lost. My iRacing shut down. Who got that stage?
I do not know.
Shit. Who did get?
That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard to decide because of the big wreck.
Yeah.
Don't sweat it, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know.
Later.
Actually, you know what? Go ask Pete. He'll know.
Okay.
Yeah, Pete knows everything.
All right.
Go ask Pete.
Will do, sir.
All right, thank you.
Can't even save fuel anyway, so yeah, can't save fuel with the damage.
Hey, Pete.
Hey,
Hey, I had a packet lost. My iRacing shut down. Do you know who got that stage?
nope, I don't. I'm
they
sorry,
said- They said you do everything.
I wasn't one. No, Fritz is the one who does that.
Oh,
Fritz we're working with now.
All right. Well,
Yep.
see you guys.
Yep. See it.
All right. Well, we don't know who got that, but we will get caught up. We are going to be back green flag racing here. Shit, they green flag back out once again. But that was the stage. Big wreck, bunch of guys involved. We got Doug Johnson. Looked like I don't know what happened there. We're going to do a live rewind, folks. We normally don't do this, but Doug Johnson went straight down. Zach Rich right behind him. Oh, and he's having network issues because he's blinking out. Not sure what's going on. Whoa. Come on, camera. That was kind of crazy. Jeff Crosby Jr., though, out in front. Hunter Reynolds right there behind him. Josh Ball in at third. Peter DeBorja fourth. David Hogan round 5. Now we're going to go back 3 wide here. That is Jimmy Reynolds looking at going 3 wide and open the corner. He's going to drop it back down to the bottom. But we are still 3 wide right here. 16 of Nate Warren, I believe, is who that is. That was Steven Trail. He's looking out there 3 wide. Jimmy Reynolds trying to play catch up now. They're getting a little bit of a gap between him and that 47 of Richard Coon. Vicente jumping up to that second lane now. We are lap 28 of 94. Now we'll have another stage break. I think it really is iRacing. Now we go back 3 wide here. That is Jimmy Reynolds to the outside with an 85 out of 14 to the 85, bumping doors there as they come out of turn number 2. Look back here in the back, I believe that is Mike Henry, Kenny Reel, Mark Mann, Gabe Butler, Eric Gorey. Joyce back here by himself. Everett Lane that shows to be a lap down. He is back here with that as well. Sanchez has taken his truck behind the wall. Well, that packet loss, that's what did it to me the last time when Jeremy was up here helping me out. And had to broadcast it over the Discord. We're still 3 wide as Jimmy Reynolds drops it down in front of Josh Paul in that middle line. That's 85 and Adam Hill. He is out there with the 16 and 8 Warren, the 71 of Sean McCara, the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. I keep saying Nate Warren. I get him and Stephen's trucks mixed up because they are so similar. Yes, we are 3 wide. And we're going to have another wreck. We're watching that, trying to get my volume set up. That was Vicente Guerrero, getting a piece of it. Mark Mann avoided it. Looks like Everett Lane might have got a piece of it too. And Zach Rich. So let's go ahead and check this out, folks. Peter DeBorja right there as well. Let me get on my chase view here. Looked like it happened right there with the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. We'll see what happened here as Vicente is right there, comes down and just barely gets clipped by the 42. Well, that sent him around the 62 of Les Levy, getting a piece of it, the 42, the 12. Looks like they're the ones with the most damage. Kenny Real getting in the ball back here with the 24. Looks like Gabe Butler and Eric Laurie might have. And it did it to me again. Hang on, guys. We're going to have to try this one more time. All right, folks, we are back. So I just spoke with Jimmy Reynolds about what iRacing is doing. I hate to do it, but if it does it again, we will end up ending the broadcast. I hate it because, you know, these guys are in the playoffs. I want to bring them a good product, but if something is keeping me from streaming and having a flawless stream, I'm not sure what else to do. So I'm actually looking to see if iRacing is having any issues. Of course, they're going to say no. All right, so Hunter Reynolds right now, your leader. I got to go back through and do all of this, or it's going to blow everybody's eardrums out. But Hunter Reynolds is your leader. Jimmy Reynolds in second. Adam Kilday third. Jeff Crosby Jr. in fourth. Sean McCarr rounding out your top five. The pace truck dives off down to pit road once again. And, you know, and that's the thing. Everything else, all my network stuff is showing good. Even the streams, excellent connection. So the Chevrolet green flag's back out once again. Here we go on the loud pedal. Lap 35 in the books. Hunter Reynolds does get off to a pretty good jump there. But that 17 of Jimmy Reynolds is outside with the 33. Who needs eardrums? Well, I kind of like mine where they're at and that they're intact. So, and if it's loud on my end, I know it's got to be loud on your guys's. Hunter Reynolds, though, he is out front. Got Adam Kilday right behind him. Looks like the 71 is Sean McCarr. The 36 is Stephen Luttrell. Down on the inside line, Jimmy Reynolds. That is Jeff Crosby Jr., Alex Giffen, Leslie Baker. Out onto that second lane. Ooh, got somebody kind of looked like that was that Zach Rich? There's that guy. Yeah, it was Zach Rich getting down on that apron. We come back through the start finish here. Hunter Reynolds going to lead another lap. Yeah, that's what I just hate having the UI up there. Of course, I get online when the session opens up. When they start practicing, I kind of adjust from there. But when you have to restart, it doesn't always save the camera. Yeah, so you get a little bit of live behind the scenes. We got guys coming down pit road. That's Nate Warren, Richard Coon, Zach Rich, Peter DeBorja, Jeff Crosby Sr., and Mark Mann. Let me take a look here. Of course, nothing's going to show up because I had to restart. As they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, Adam Kilday, Jimmy Reynolds. We see guys trying to get into position. Oh, we got guys off on the apron. That was the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. Down on the apron, comes back on the racing surface. Now Josh Ball makes a move in front of Lynn McNeese. And we got some more guys coming down pit road. That's Sean McCara, Jeff Crosby Jr., Les Levy, Zach Workman, Vicente Guerrero, and Lynn McNeese. That's going to be your lap down vehicles there. But Adam down there with Hunter Reynolds, Jimmy Reynolds, Stephen Luttrell, Dave Hunt. Who's that outside making a charge up on the outside? That is Mike Edgerton. Looks like Doug Johnson and the 46 and David Overstreet on that outside line. Well, here comes that lead group. Adam Kilday bringing them down with Hunter Reynolds, Jimmy Reynolds, Stephen Luttrell, Kenny Real, Alex Giffen, Josh Ball, Andy Brigante, Adam Schramm, Gabe Butler, Eric Laurie, and Andrew Schroeder. Well, Dave Hunt's going to be out here, and we've got a caution. Let's take a look here, see if it'll show us what happened. And that's not what caused the caution. Let me look here, folks. That might have been an inadvertent caution thrown. I think that's what that was. I think it might have been an inadvertent caution that was thrown. Well, while we're waiting on these guys, we're going to go ahead and step aside. We're going to play our commercial from our sponsors, Buttkicker and with Chevyland. So we'll be right back, folks.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
All right, we are back, and I got a message from somebody that said that the rewinds and the replays uses up some packet, so that could cause some of my issues. So we'll have to figure that out at some point. But I know he's watching, so I appreciate that for that tip, sir. No, not the red button. Oh. I'm seeing Zach Fritch still down on pit road. So I don't know if he he's got damage or what's going on. So keep an eye on that. There he is moving now. Well, I got to give a shout out to the guys at Nerditudes. Again, they're the ones that hooked me up with the overlays for MaxspeedTV for the Saturday night, for the Monday night. And work with those guys. I'm starting to learn a little bit. Got a Thursday night going, so big shout out to the guys over there for helping me keep this thing going as best as I can. Of course, you know, we are at the mercy of technology, so not much we can do when technology decides we're done playing. So, but David Overstreet right now, your leader. Hunter Reynolds in second, Adam Kilday third, Kenny Reel in fourth, Josh Ball fifth, Gabe Butler back to sixth, Andy Brigante in seventh, Steve Luttrell in eighth, Jeff Crosby Jr. ninth, and Sean McCarr rounding out your top 10. Right now, David Overstreet is your biggest gain right now, plus 18. Lynn McNeese right behind him at up 17 spots. Yeah, I know. It's frustrating though, guys, when you're trying to bring a good product out. You know what I mean? So, but here we go. Pace car down off into pit road as we get to that United Reynolds restart zone. David Overstreet is going to have the race start. Green flag back out. Chevyland green flag on the loud pedal. Here we go. Back to green flag racing. Lap 43 underway. Got guys marching back there in the back position. That was Everett Lane. Looked like Richard Kuhn as well. David Overstreet still down on the inside line, but here comes Hunter Reynolds, Kenny Reel, Gabe Butler on the outside. Looks like everybody is back on the lead lap. Of course, these trucks were hitting about 190 miles an hour. I see 191. Zach Rich, Vicente Guerrero at 194. Cena Free. We already see some 3 wide coming up with the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds on the outside. No help. He's going to fall back. Now the 62, we see dropping down to that low line. Now Hunter Reynolds, or Jimmy Reynolds, does drop it back in. He is going to be back here. Coming to the outside with the 12 of Zach Rich. And the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Vicente looking to go back into that middle line. He had a run on the 12. Richard out there by himself, kind of hanging him out to dry. Now Richard does drop it back down the line. Does get peeked out in front of the 46 for just a second, but David Overstreet back out to the lead. Again, looks like that really no advantage again on either line, being faster. we looking at 3 wide back here again. The 42 of Peter DeBorja, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero, the 12 of Zach Rich, and the 47 of Richard Coon. Jumping to that outside now, the 33, Jeff Crosby Jr. jumping out to that outside. Now the 11 of Kenny Real jumping it out in front of the 33. Push him out to the front. Now that outside line has got some momentum coming into turns 1 and 2. The turns down the back stretch, hugging it close to the wall. There's 5 trucks and 3 trucks. Now we got one dropping back down into that second line. Hunter Reynolds dropping it down to the low line. Kenny Real dropping it down in front of the 88 of Butler. Switching lanes here. That does several things, folks. One, it slows the momentum of the line. Also, usually they have some kind of playoff banner, but I don't think they've done anything yet. But these are playoff drivers. We'll take a look at those again here real quick. Hunter Reynolds, Stephen Luttrell, Jimmy Reynolds, Brian Wang, Mark Mann, Josh Ball, Rick Sanchez, Zach Workman, Gabe Butler, Jeff Crosby Jr., Kenny Real, Adam Kilday, Nate Warren, Zach Rich, and Peter DeBorja. That are your playoff drivers. Pre-race, and he forgot to get the P's by the drivers that will show up on the ticker and stuff. As we see going down on the apron, that is the 13 of 80 Brigante. So next week the drivers will have a P by their name. So you'll be able to see which ones are playoff drivers. And again, Monday night, I don't know if they do a windshield banner or not. I know they do on a Saturday and I believe on a Wednesday. Of course, this is our podcast on Thursday, so I'm not real sure what they're going to do as far as the playoffs. We got guys moving around. 87 of Adam Schramm dropping back. Richard Coon back here with Jeff Crosby Sr. on that second line. Les Levy down here on the bottom. Everett Lake coming up with the 071 of Eric Corey. Dante dropping back to 24. Well, Andrew Schroeder, Mike Edgerton, Mark Mann, and Doug Johnson. Doug's back here by himself, about 16 seconds behind Mark. We should start seeing some green flag pit stops again here in just a minute in laps. So we're going to be looking probably within the next couple of laps. We'll start seeing some green flag pit stops. Well, actually, we are lap 50 of 94, so white flag out on the stage. We've got guys bumping and grinding, and back here we got seen one get pushed off down to the apron, but we are still green. Gabe Butler right now with the lead, coming to the start line on the stage. Gabe Butler, Zach Workman battling it out right now. Now we're going 3 wide, and that's going to end at Gabe Butler. Looks like he will have the stage. Gabe will be your stage 2 winner. Yeah, I kind of agree on that, Eric. It'd be nice to have something. We'll see what happens though. So according to what I've seen, Gabe Butler won that stage. So we'll get with Gabe here in just a second. We'll let them do their pit stops, and then we'll get Gabe up here for an interview real quick. Gabe just drove through, so we're going to go ahead and we'll bring Gabe up here real quick. Well, Gabe, buddy, you got stage 2 win, man. Much needed stage points for you and your team. You got something for these guys coming up the last half of the race here?
I hope so, man. This truck is kind of weird tonight with these temps. If you're the last truck in line, it's having a hard time pulling up, which is kind of unusual, but I guess it's just the conditions we have to deal with, and we'll see what we got at the end if we can get there.
Well, so far, I mean, you started up front, still right there. Overall, of course, we've had some technical issues on the broadcasters end. We've had 2 packet losses already, so we got to restart iRacing. Unfortunately, it happens again. I've already told you, call it right on the screen, call it quits, because I don't know what's causing it, but I mean, have you heard of anybody else talking, anybody in the game talking about having any issues with iRacing?
Not tonight, no, but I mean, last 6 months or so, it was crashing on me. I don't know what I did to fix it, but I fixed it, and it seemed to happen when it was wrecks.
Well,
so,
if you figure out or remember what you did, let me know, buddy.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I mean, so what are you going to have to do to finish out this race strong, bud?
I mean, try and stay clean as usual, and try and put the car where it needs to go, and hopefully my teammates are around me or I'm around them so I can help them too. And got a great push from Hunter there to win the stage, and he got some points out of it too. So good job.
Well, awesome job. I know you're going back into pit road, Gabe. We're going to let you go, and good luck for the rest of the race.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it.
All right, we got him back down there, so we're going to go ahead and step aside real quick and hear from our league sponsor from Buttkicker. Eric's telling me that my mic's a little bit low, so we're going to turn that up a little bit. Eric, has that made it any better? You guys let me know, because we're having quite a bit of technical issues here, folks, and I do apologize about that. And again, you know, you're kind of at the mercy of technology, so a lot of times, like right now, I'm showing like real bad in the red, so But, here we go again. We're going to turn that down, definitely. Here we go, pace truck down to the safety of pit road. We're going to get ready to go back green here into that United Reynolds restart zone. That Chevy Land green flag coming back out once again here, folks. We finish up the last half of this race, hopefully with no issues. Chevy Land green flag back out. We're going to get that stage winner off and get our ticker back up. See, now it's a little too quiet. We're going to get this figured out eventually, folks. Do they rumble in the next spot? I'm not sure what you mean, rumble in that spot. Oh, okay. Well, Zach Workman out at the front. Kenny Real to his outside. Stephen Luttrell up 17 spots into third. Alex Gifford up 21 spots into fourth. We're already seeing some three-wide action back here. That is the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Looks like the 88 of Gabe Butler, the 1 of Josh Ball. Mike Edgerton was up in the mix. He has fallen back a little bit as he looks to go out to that third lane. Now the 99 of Alex Giffen. 4 wide here, folks. Alex Giffen to the outside. But Alex is falling back. Nobody wanting to go 4 wide with him. And really, I don't blame him. Ooh, Alex may have scraped the wall a little bit. Nobody's giving him room. He stays to the high side. Now he's got room to drop it back down or get into that third lane. We got guys that are switching positions up here on that third lane, Everett Lane. Now the 62 of Les Levy jumping out to the third lane. Kind of left Adam Kilday in the middle by himself, but Dave Hunt is closing the gap. Yeah, that's kind of what I like about this little camera tool. I could adjust the sounds, the microphone. It is a parabolic mic, so it allows me to kind of do a slider here and adjust the volume to where you guys can hear the engines, because I know everybody likes to hear that. Well, speaking of engines, folks, we're going to go ahead and step aside, do a little bit of crank it up here tonight, MaxspeedTV TV style. Hang tight. We will be right back. Back, and man, I seen I seen a truck up on his side. And I know he said not to do this, but we're going to just do a rewind here. Get on a chase view. It looked like maybe a bad push there from the 11 onto the 62. The 62 comes down. The 11 tries to go with him. Then the 11 comes back up. Oh, gets tagged by the 85 of Kildare. That sends Kenny Real down into the 62. 62 hard into the outside wall, and he is up on his side. Well, that collects Kenny Real, the 62. Looks like the Vicente Guerrero might be getting a little bit of that as well, as he is trying to check up. Gets slid across the bumper by the 47. And that is the 2600 Reynolds. So he gets a little piece of it, as the 62 sliding on his side back down to the bottom of the track, and then he goes back up on 4 wheels. So I don't see any meatball flags, so that's a good thing. But the 62 is going to have some damage here. Now you see the front of that Silverado got quite a bit of damage on it, so. Well, Gabe Butler going to be your leader. Richard Kuhn in second. Jeff Crosby Sr. in third. Stephen Luttrell in fourth. Peter DeBorja rounding out your top 5. Yeah, he definitely threaded the needle, Everett, that's for sure. Sean McCarr is 6th. Dave Hunt 7th. Jimmy Reynolds in 8th. Lynn McNeese in 9th. Josh Ball in 10th. David Overstreet in 11th. Vicente Guerrero 12th. Doug Johnson 13th. Mike Edgerton in 14th. Zach Fritch in 15th. Eric Laurie 16th. Mark Mann back here in 17th. Jeff Crosby Jr. in 18th. Zach Workman in 19th. Andy Brigante rounding out your 20 truck. Nate Warren in 21st. Hunter Reynolds in 22nd. Alex Giffen in 23rd. Andrew Schroeder 24th. Lynn McNeese, or Les Levy, I should say, in 25th. Adam Schramm in 26th. Everett Lane back here in 27th. Adam Kildare in 28th. Kenny Real is still down on pit road trying to get that damage fixed. We are back up to the front as Gabe Butler, Richard Kuhn, Jeff Crosby Sr., Peter DeBorja coming back down pit road, as well as Eric Laurie, Mark Mann, Jeff Crosby Jr., Zach Workman, Andy Brigante, Nate Warren, Andrew Schroeder, Les Levy, Everett Lane, and Adam Kildare coming back down pit road. Well, Stephen Luttrell going to be your leader now as the lights on the pace truck do go out. Lap 61 of 94 in the books. Guys, I told y'all it was going to be an interesting race tonight. Of course, I didn't know how interesting it was going to be with the technological issues. But we are making it through it, though, folks, one way or another. And I do apologize if I'm not my energetic self again after being out in that heat all day yesterday fishing. Which I kind of needed a break anyway, but I knew it was going to be hot. And that's why I had me a bunch of water and Gatorades and stuff like that. And, well, it just, the heat was more than my old body can stand as the pace truck dies off down a 2-pit road as we get ready to go back green here, folks. Stephen Luttrell will have the restart control. Hit that United Reynolds restart zone. Chevrolet green flag back out once again. Here we go. Ooh, we see some guys getting a little bit of squirrely on that restart. Yeah, you know, I had a good day fishing. I ended up catching about 12 fish, blue cat, and had a couple of them that. Well, one of them was a real good one. He was probably about 12 pounds. And the rest of them are, you know, 2 or 3 pounds apiece. But, yeah, I ended up getting enough that I had a whole pan full of fried catfish for dinner yesterday evening. So, good day. It was a good day. Oh, I agree. I mean, I wish I could do it more, but seeing Doug Johnson leak out, Jimmy Reynolds going up to that high side. Buddy's by himself, nobody going with him. Back here, it looked like Gabe Butler trying to force his way around the 99 or the 13 of Andy Brigante. Now Gabe's out there by himself. Jimmy Reynolds couldn't get no help, so he dropped it back down to that second line in front of Hunter. So we'll see what happens here. Vicente Guerrero right on the bumper of the 1 of Josh Ball, down the 17 and the 26. Right there with them. Now the 1 drops it down to the inside. Vicente thought about going down with him, realized he didn't have enough room. As Josh Ball takes the inside line in front of Sean McCara and Stephen Luttrell. Dave Hunt down on the inside line as well. It looks like Liv McNeese is down there with them. The 46 of David Overstreet. The 12 of Zach Fritch. Zach going down to the apron. Eric Laurie right there was thought about going with him. Now Vicente dropping it down to the inside line. That's going to get clean air into the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Got the 26 of Hunter Reynolds right behind him. 83 still blinking out there. Well, Eric, that's the reason why I'm really hoping that the VA gets my disability in my favor and gets me that 100%. Because, well, Steve will have a new boat out there, and I'm going to be running me some jug lines a lot easier on the body than being out there with a 14-foot reel. Now, Hunter Reynolds, he just left his dad on the inside line, says, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take it, get around you, Pops, as he drops it down in that middle line. Now, Zach Workman out on the outside. We got a wreck. Adam Schramm, Doug Johnson, Nate Warren. Doug Johnson with the meatball flag. He had the tow. Jeff Crosby Jr. looks like he might have got a piece of it. And Kenny Real looked like he still got some damage. So let's go ahead and take a look here. and see. That looked like a pretty hard shot there as the 83 is up in the air along into the catch fence. Let's take a look here. Let me get the camera turned around. Come on. Give me a second, guys. I'm having some control issues here. It looked like it really started right there with the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. come up. Net code. See the gap between Jeff Crosby Jr. and the 16 of Nate Warren. Well, that sent Nate down across the nose of the 33 into the 83. 83 hard into that wall, gets run up into the catch fence on top of trucks, and he just rides that fence. See guys going down to the apron and in the grass. Of course, the 33 and the 16 getting tangled up. Adam Strong gets past it. The 99, that's Alex Giffen getting involved in it as well. The 42 of Peter DeBorja somehow gets around it, as well as Mark Mann. And they're still wrecking in front of them as Nate Warren drops down. That is the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. Looks like he might have got tapped by the 87. Kenny Real is down on pit road. He's out there saying, "Welp." Lap 67 of 94. Still got a lot of racing left, Kenny. Don't talk like that. Oh, Mark Mann is bringing this group down. That's Hunter Reynolds, Mark Mann, Zach Wortman, Gabe Butler, Peter DeBorja, Jimmy Reynolds, Everett Lane, Zach Fritsch, Richard Kuhn, Jeff Crosby Sr., Adam Schramm, Andy Brigante, Mike Edgerton, Eric Laurie, Alex Giffen, Andrew Schroeder, and Lynn McNeese all down pit road. And here comes Jeff Crosby Jr. down pit road. Lights on the pace truck are out. Lap 68 will be at lap 69 on the restart here, folks. Yep, just keep on rocking there, Mr. Kenny. Of course, got to give a shout out to our league admins and all they do. Jimmy Reynolds, Zach Fritsch, Zach Workman, Peter DeBorja. That is all of our admins. here for Monday night. So big shout out to all the admins, everything that they do. I know Zach does a lot of, him and Anthony English do a lot of the points towers for OP as the pace truck dies off down to pit road. That would be Jimmy Reynolds, sir. He is the main admin for Monday night. Pretty much runs the Monday night league. So, well, Chevrolet green flag back out. Vicente Guerrero with control. Gets them back going. Green flag back out once again. Josh Ball to the outside with the 53 of Dave Hunt. The 46 of David Overstreet. The 62 of Les Levy. And we got a truck down off into the grass. That is Mike Edgerton. And he ends up towing, but we are still green. But as we come back up, oh, there's carnage everywhere. 71, the 62, the 12, the 48, the 16, 36. Vicente Guerrero's going to beat them all. Let's take a look here. Well, we seen the first one with Mike Edgerton. But I wanted to get back up to the front. I want to see what happened here. I think it happened right here with Steven Luttrell and Vicente Guerrero. It looks like maybe just a bad push from Luttrell as he kind of hits Guerrero a little off center there and then rubs the bumper, and that just gets Vicente turned, and Vicente, oh, nose first hard into the outside wall, and that just caused a chain reaction. The 62 down on the 19 trying to avoid, and then the 71, he goes up into the 46, Hunter back up into the 62 and into the 71. As David Overstreet's getting turned around down there at the bottom. Man, a lot of trucks, several trucks involved in that. So everybody coming back down pit road with 25 to go. Yeah, I think it's kind of what happened. I think they just kind of hooked up there and just got him turned around. Twain out there. There goes my parlay. Well, we'll run down through our top 10 here. Josh Ball out front. Dave Hunt in second. Mark Mann up to third. Jimmy Reynolds in fourth. Gabe Butler fifth. Adam Kilday sixth. Adam Schramm in seventh. Kenny Real in eighth. Brigante in ninth. Eric Laurie in 10th. Then we got Zach Fritsch, Crosby Jr., DeBorja, Lane, Workman, Crosby Sr., Richard Kuhn, Nate Warren, Alex Gibbon, David Overstreet, rounding out your 20, and then Steven Luttrell, Vicente Guerrero, Hunter Reynolds, Les Levy, Liv McNeese is coming out of pit road. Hunter getting some damage fixed. Sean McCarr, Andrew Schroeder coming off of pit road, and Mike Edgerton as well. Mike still got a meatball flag, so we'll see if he is going to be done for the night. It very well could. I mean, guys are trying to get into that position to get them points to move up into the top 8 as the lights on the pace truck do go out. It looks like Eric Laurie will be a lap down, as well as Zach Workman, Alex Giffen, Vicente Guerrero, Lynn McNeese. Hunter Reynolds coming back down pit road. Maybe they aren't a lap down. No, I take that back. They are not a lap down. Mike Edgerton is 2 laps down. Doug Johnson and Rick Sanchez has taken their trucks behind the wall to end their night. Oh, I had a big old yawn right there, guys. Apologize about that. I know I did not want to get out of bed this morning, but I had to get up early. Mondays and Thursdays, I do what they call a flex schedule, so I could go to work, go in early. I get off a little early, so I can make sure I get back and get everything set up as far as the stream and everything. As pace truck drives off down to the safety of pit road, 23 to go. Be 22 at the line as we come to that United Reynolds restart zone. The Chevrolet green flag up in the air, back out waving. Here we go. Lap 20 or 22 laps to go. I see somebody jump out to the outside. That was the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Dave Hunt to the outside. Josh Ball down on the inside. You've got the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, the 85 of Adam Kilday, the 11 of Kenny Reel, the 12 of Zach Fritch. Almost look like Jeff Crosby Sr. jumping out to the outside. Josh Ball, Mark Mann, Gabe Butler. Looks like the 87 of Adam Schramm, the 13 of Andy Brigante down on the inside. Buddy, if I find it out in the woods, I may not want to mess with it. Maybe like an old Strait song or a George Jones song. Maybe hotter than a $2 pistol. Good battle up front, though. Josh Ball, Dave Hunt. Dave Hunt does have a pretty good shot. He drops it down to the inside line. Down in front of Gabe Butler. That's going to put Jimmy Reynolds leading that second line right now with Adam Kilday, Kenny Reel, Zach Fritch. Looks like the 42 of Peter DeBorja is right there with them. The 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr., Nate Warren, and Sean McCara. Andrew Schroeder making his way up, peeking out to the third line. Stephen Luttrell jumping out there, 26 of Hunter Reynolds right there with him. The 84 of Lynn McNeese out there as well. Yeah, probably one more stop. They'll be able to make it. Oh, he had a twofer there. Oh, the 53 to 85 touch. Somehow they did save it. What a save by the 85 of Adam Kilday and the 53 of Dave Hunt. It looked like Adam might have dropped down below that apron. Dave wasn't quite ready for it. As the 11 of Kenny Reel, he drops down to that low line in front of the 17. That's going to give room for the 12 of Zach Fritsch to drop down in front of the 11. Oh, I agree. That had to be the save of the race right there. The 12 of Zach Fritsch. Ooh, the 15 of Crosby Sr. Getting a little wiggly there. Got the 16 of Nate Warren. He is right on the bumper of the 42. 15 still getting a little bit out of shape there going into the corner. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds was right there with the 36 of Stephen Luttrell, but Hunter drops it down to the inside line. Now Stephen drops it down as well. 15 is having a hard time keeping centered on the 42. Now the 11, he's dropping it back down to the inside line. The 42 thought about going, not quite enough room. That's going to leave the 42, the 15, the 16, the 71, the 48, the 26. But out on that third lane, though, that is a Stephen Luttrell, Andy Gigante, and Lynn McNeese out in that third line. With 18 to go, they are winding this down. Oh, that's a good question. We look at our race info real quick. We're still at 121 degree track temperature, but 46 degree humidity. So, yeah, these guys are going to get hot fairly quickly. Again, that's kind of see them jockeying back and forth. Not again, like I said, it slows down the momentum of the line they're going to. But if it's just one truck, it definitely helps the pusher out to pull down if they switch lanes. But they'll only do it if they know they could stay with it because of the outside line getting run. Now Zach Workman was on the outside with Stephen Luttrell. They do drop it back down to the second line. Now they're peeking back out to that third lane again. The 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. jumping out, trying to stay in the draft as the 87 of Adam Schramm is right there with him. Trying to help get him pushed up there. Maybe they looking out to jump into that third lane. And they do, or at least the 33 does. Oh, the 15, big wiggle there by the 15. That is Jeff Crosby Sr. Well, that outside line got the 5 more trucks. Because Zach Workman out there with Stephen Luttrell, Jeff Crosby Jr., Adam Schramm, Andy Brigante, and Lynn McNeese making that third lane a 6-truck line there. 42 of Peter DeBorja and the 11 of Kenny Real on that middle line. Zach Workman down with Jimmy Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Dave Hunt. With 15 to go, I'm probably going to see some green flag pit stops here within the next lap or two. They've only been out here, looks like about 9 laps, I think. Right. 5 laps. So now it's just going to be a pit strategy. As the 42 drops it down in front of the 11. 42 has the lead coming through the start and finish line. The 19 of Workman in the middle with the 15 of Crosby Sr., Nate Warren, Sean McCarr, Jeff Crosby Jr. back down in that middle line. And then we have Stephen Luttrell, Adam Schramm, Andy Brigante, and Lynn McNeese on that third line. Going to kind of keep an eye on this front group right here because we're going to see if they're going to push as hard as they can before they pit stop or if they're going to pit early. Still going to stay out for another lap as we hit 13 to go at the line. Still watching the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. That is the 16 of Nate Warren. Looked like Nate's front end was getting a little bit loose there, coming into the corner. Look back here, we're just side-by-side racing right now. Probably going to start seeing some guys trying to jockey for position to get down on that low line as we come out of turn number 4. Now we're going to see some guys coming down. Oh, we got a little bumping. Good save coming down pit road by Mark Mann. But Jimmy Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Hunter Reynolds, Gabe Butler, Mark Mann, Vicente Guerrero, Everett Lane, Eric Laurie, and Dave Hunt all down pit road. Now we're going to see these guys starting to get single file coming out of turn number 2 to the back stretch. Now it's going to, when these guys come into pit, as they do now, this big group led by the 42 of Peter DeBorja, Kenny Reels, Zach Fritsch, Josh Ball, Zach Workman, Nate Warren, Jeff Crosby Jr., Andrew Schroeder, Stephen Luttrell, David Overstreet, Alex Giffen, and Mike Edgerton all coming down pit road. But what I was saying is this group of Adam Kilday, Hunter Reynolds, Gabe Butler, Vicente Guerrero, and Everett Lane. Jimmy Reynolds falling back by himself, but he's got Mark Mann right there, Dave Hunt, Eric Laurie. Eric is a lap down. Now here comes this group. Jeff Crosby Sr. staying out. I don't know if Jeff has enough to make it. With 11 laps to go, we'll see. There's Dave Hunt coming off of pit road. I was looking to see that is the 071 right there of Eric Laurie. Eric is still on the lead lap, but if Jeff Crosby Sr. passes him, then that will put Eric a lap down. But we'll see if, yeah, Jeff Crosby Sr. coming down pit road now. Back to this group coming out of, or on the back stretch, out of turn number 2. That's Zach Workman, Zach Rich, Peter DeBorja, Hunter Reynolds, Kenny Reel, Gabe Butler, Nate Warren, Vicente Guerrero, Josh Ball, Adam Kilday, Stephen Luttrell right there trying to stay in the draft. Everett Lane right behind him. Andy Brigante and Richard Kuhn. Now they are working together to try to get back up to the lead group. I see Stephen Luttrell coming down pit road. Zach Workman going to take over the lead. Peter DeBorja second. Zach Fritsch in at third. Kenny Reel fourth, and Hunter Reynolds rounding at your top 5. We are 9 to go here, folks. Typically, your fuel is, if you're going with a full tank, it'll be, you should be done fueling by the time they tighten up the left sides. Ooh, shot from the 26 of Hunter Reynolds on the 12 of Zach Fritsch. We come back to the tri-oval. Zach Fritsch going to take the lap there. And we're going to see a lot of side drafting. You see him dropping down close to that inside line. And what that does, that pulls air off of that lead truck kind of slows their momentum down to keep them from walking away or running away in the corner. We are 8 to go. Workman back out in front. Adam Kilday, the last truck on that pack, but here comes about 4.5 seconds behind. That's going to be Andy Brigante, Sean McCarr, Andrew Schroeder, Richard Kuhn, and Everett Lane. Jeff Crosby Jr., David Overstreet, Alex Giffen, Adam Schramm, Jimmy Reynolds, Jeff Crosby Sr., Mark Mann, Lynn McNeese, Les, I think there was another truck with them. I believe that was a 56 maybe. Yeah, it was 56 of Mike Edgerton with that group. And then back here, Les Levy and Eric Laurie. Eric may have been getting hot, so Les moved up. He's going to get back behind Eric and push Eric for a little while. Stephen Luttrell back here by himself. Dave Hunt got the leaders coming up on him. We'll see what Dave does here. If he stays low, he stays down towards the apron. That leader does get around Dave Hunt, so that puts him a lap down. Zach Workman, Peter DeBorja, Zach Fritch, Hunter Reynolds, and Kenny Rill, your top 5 right now. Two Fords and 3 Chevys out front right now in the top 5 group. Six to go as we come out of turn number 4 here. Going to be 5 to go at the line. I don't think they have tire limits. Steve Luttrell opting to stay to the high side. Adam Kilday gets around him. A little bit of a 4 wide there for just a second. Adam Kilday, though, on the outside, really getting that side draft working. Gabe Butler jumping out there with Adam and Hunter Reynolds as they take that third line. The 19 of Workman and jumping up to that second line. Hunter Reynolds, Gabe Butler. Ooh, Adam Kilday almost, excuse me, not enough room. Now he does close the door on Gabe Butler. Gabe was looking to drop it down with the 26. But Adam Kilday closed that door. Gabe and Hunter are teammates, but they're going to battle it out with 4 to go. We got a good group right here. But about 6 seconds back, Andy Brigante, Schroeder, Kuhn, Lane, Makara, Edgerton, or Everett, I'm sorry. All in this group. Well, back up to the front. Hunter does jump up to the outside in front of Gabe Butler. Now Adam Kilday going to close the door on Hunter to keep him from going back down to the low line. 3 to go, crossing the line here, folks. Of course, don't forget we only have 2 PWCs for Monday night. Right now, Adam Kilday looking to secure his spot into the top 8, but man, it's not going to be easy. Hunter Reynolds getting another good run on that second line. Is it going to be enough? He does clear Adam, dropping back down to that inside line. Now Workman looking to the outside with Josh Hall and the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Now the 26 does jump it back up to that second line as we get close to the start finish line here. The 26 dropping it back down the inside, double clear. Oh, Josh Ball got loose, saved it. Ball down to the inside line. We are, at least Vicente out there by himself. He is falling back. He's going to fall back behind the 36 there to stay in the draft. Now we got guys that drop it down to the apron. That was the 071 of Eric Laurie and looked like the 62 of Les Levy. Josh Ball, though, your leader on the inside line with 2 laps to go. We're coming out of turns 3 and 4 here. When we get to the line, it will be the white flag. Josh Ball looked like he thought about throwing a block, but too much of a run on that outside line. That's going to close the door. We're getting real squirrely here. White flag in the air, folks. So now it's going to come down to a drag race. Hunter Reynolds drops it down to the inside line in front of Josh Ball. That's Zach Workman on the outside with the 88 of Butler, the 12 of Fritsch. We come down the back straightaway. Hunter does have an ever so slight lead, getting pushed by the 01. Question is are they too hot? Steve Trail getting out of shape back here. Was able to save it. Kenny Reel back down in behind the 12. We come down through the back straightaway, or the front straightaway to the tri-oval. Guys are pushing. Zach Workman, Hunter Reynolds. Who's going to get it at the line? Zach Workman has the lead. Hunter Reynolds getting pushed down. That's going to be Zach Workman, Gabe Butler, Hunter Reynolds, your top 3. What a great finish by these 3 drivers. Really had the field spread out after that last pit stop. But a great finish nonetheless. Well, hang tight, folks, as these guys come back around. We're going to get our top 3 up here for the MaxspeedTV post-race interview. Hang tight. We will be right back. All right, folks, we have caught up with our top 3. We're going to start with our 3rd place finisher here tonight. That 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Let me get Hunter to the broadcast booth here. Well, Hunter, not quite the finish you wanted, but hey, you'll take a P3 any day of the week, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's not too shabby. Man, I had the bottom lane there. In front of Josh Ball, and I knew he had the temps, and man, coming down the back, I had an itch that I should have gone high and blocked Workman there, but I figured Ball had the temps, and they just had a bigger run coming out of 4, so I'm not gonna jump up there and block him because then we're gonna wreck. And I'll take a P3, not getting wrecked, just getting beat. It's not a bad night at all.
Well, somebody was asking about the temps out in YouTube chat. With the track temperatures being as high as they was and the humidity being at a pretty decent percentage, how quickly was these trucks overheating and how fast did they cool down?
Oh, yeah, they were heating up quick. On fresh temps, you could push for about 2 laps. Anything less than that, you're getting maybe a lap and a half if you're lucky. So that's why you saw us switching around so much up front, trying to keep our pushers cool, and that kind of made for some good runs jumping out and trying to get a cool temp. And that was mainly the main name of the game up front, is who can keep their pusher cool and stay out front. So definitely played a factor there at the end. Like I said, I knew Ball was good on temps. They just had a bigger run than us, so It was hot and cooling down. They did not cool down. If you were the third truck in line for a run, you're hot all night. So kind of the name of the game is to keep her cool.
Well, we were talking about watching you guys switching lanes like that. Again, I was telling the fans, you guys do that for a couple of reasons, really. One, it's to help your pusher get cooled down. Two, especially if whichever lane you're in switching to, if they got the momentum and you can do it safely and cleanly, well, that stops that momentum.
Yep, and basically you just got to determine, is my pusher going to be cool? Is hopping up going to help me stay out front? And just determine when too big of a block is a bigger block. So tonight, from what I noticed, we were all hopping out good, and I made a couple close ones there. If you quit clear, you got to really get your bumpers lined up so the guy behind you doesn't have to check up. But
Well, of course, like I said, we had a little bit of technical issues. iRacing had a couple of packet lots, had to restart the session, but we were able to catch everything. Everything went smoothly the rest of the race. But congratulations on your P3, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you, Hunter. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, no problem on the stream. It happens. I mean, if you got to do that next week for me to get a P3 again, I won't complain too much if that's what it takes. But good racing with all the boys back at Buttkicker Esports, and appreciate you guys for helping. And Steven up in the broadcast booth do a great job. Thanks to all the OP admins. Thanks for Peter for getting us hooked up with these cool playoff decals that cough cough the early driver should put on. And thanks to all the OP admins for everything you do. Thanks to all the fans for coming out and watching, and it's going to be exciting end of the season here.
Yeah, we're hoping that like you said, that you guys, I had fans asking who's in the playoffs, I said I think they do playoff banners. I just don't think they've got that far yet, but we'll see what happens. Well, Hunter, congratulations again, buddy. We're going to get you down to that post-race campfire so you guys can talk about it. I hope you have a good one, and we will see you. I might see you guys Wednesday night. I don't know.
Yeah, I may or may not be there. We'll see. But hey, the top 3 drivers had the playoff banners on, so I'm just saying, maybe it's a thing. I don't know.
We'll see. Well, congratulations, Hunter. We'll talk to you later, brother.
Yes, sir. See ya.
All right. Well, that's going to bring us to our second place finisher tonight. And we talked to him, the man on the pole this evening. Gabe Butler, man, congratulations on your P2, man. Wanted to visit with you a little bit about how you felt the race went. And also, we were looking at the 3 different lines. I mean, we went 3 wide for, good Lord, several laps, which was great racing. Which line do you really? I didn't see any line that had the advantage.
It just depends who has the momentum, which line had the momentum, and that's based on the temperatures of the guy pushing the truck in front of him. That was a huge factor tonight. The track was like super hot. I think it was in the 120s. Mm-hmm. So, when the bottom or middle lane got hot, the third lane rolled, and if the top lane got hot, it would go back and cool off and come rolling back. So really the whole thing was based on truck temps tonight, big time. It is normally anyway, but it was more prevalent tonight because of the track temps.
Yeah, I know we were talking to Hunter about how quick they would heat up and how quickly they cooled down when the track temperatures get this hot. It's hard to cool these things down quickly.
Oh, it sure is. I mean, you got to move out to the side. You got to throttle it. I tend to punch the throttle, and try and cool it that way too, and move it out to the side at the same time. But it's so difficult. Once it gets hot, it's really difficult to get it cool. Even on a normal track temp, these trucks anymore, they're hard to cool down. But really, it comes down to who manages their temps the best. And I don't know how I didn't blow up in that last lap. I was just telling Workman there. Once I took to white and he was in front of me, I just said, hell, I'll stay in. If it blows, it blows. I had room on the third lane that I could get out of the way in case it did blow up, but luckily it the old Chevy motor held in there.
Well, the question is was you did you hit the red at all, or was you still?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was double blinking that whole
Oh.
last lap. So I was just waiting, and I was keeping an eye out on the third lane to make sure I had room to move if it did blow. I didn't want to go down into the bottom lane. I didn't want to screw up. I think it was Fritchie might have been behind me, and I think Kenny was trying to get that third lane rolling. But if I did blow up and I moved up to the wall, Dega's wide enough, they would have been able to take me four wide and get past me. But like I said, the old Chevy motor hung in there, man, and we got a P2 out of it, and Hunter got P3. So good job by the team tonight there.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we were kind of talking about, you know, I had some technical issues like we were talking about earlier, and Hunter said,
Yeah.
well, if it takes that for you to restart iRacing a couple of times for me to get a podium, I'll take it. So hopefully we don't have that problem next week. It's kind of frustrating, but man, you know, it really was a great night of racing, you know, aside of the technical issues. Like I said, I mean, we went 3 wide, 7, 8 cars deep for, you know, 10, 15 laps almost, it seemed like.
Yeah, I mean, there should be no excuse. I mean, you should be able to do that all day long at Talladega. It's plenty wide, and Daytona is obviously a little bit tighter, but you should be going the whole damn race 3 wide here at Talladega. And we did for the most part. And again, just the truck temperatures determine which lane moved forward at what time. So, yeah, it was all good. I enjoyed it.
Well, Gabe, before we give the mic to you, what do you got to do to carry this momentum into next week, you know, for race 2?
Same thing. Just try and stay consistent and get some good stage points and try and stay up front. I didn't feel like track position was a huge thing here at Dega tonight, but the upcoming tracks are. So, yeah, just stay consistent, try and avoid the carnage, and, you know, try and get some help from the teammates or help them when they need it.
All right, brother. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate, brother?
Yeah, congratulations to Workman on the win. Secured his place in the next round, and better look next time to Jimmy there. He had a bit of bad luck, but we'll get him back up there next week. And then, of course, Everett and Eric and Hunter in the team, and the OP admins, and, of course, yourself, Steven. Trying to do your best there with all these technical issues, so hopefully it'll be better next week for you.
Well, let's hope so, buddy. Congratulations on your P2, Gabe. Go celebrate, buddy, and, well, I'm just going to go ahead and put you back down in Team Bootnock, and y'all can go do whatever y'all need to do, buddy.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, well, that's going to bring us to our winner, which I'm probably going to catch him in mid-sentence because I'm good about doing that. Man, Zach, you guys was really battling out, you know, coming out of turn number 4. You had a pretty decent run, and, well, it just got you in the right spot, door to door with Gabe and Hunter, and you had a little bit of help with Zach Fritch right there with you as well. Man, talk about it. Let's go through that last turn and down that tri-oval, bud.
Yeah, I was telling Fritz, you know, if he doesn't push me past, like, he's fired from the team. So I'm good. Followed company orders. No, it just, I mean, that last kind of set of corners, I was real hot behind Gabe, and I seen the third lane coming, so I jumped up high, and Josh gave me a hell of a push there, and then he got out front, and I was just content. I was like, I hope I finish top 5 because I know I got, you know, stage 1 and 2 points. So I'm like, all right, you know, I had a pretty good points night. If I can bring it home a top 5 and not 27th, I'll be pretty happy here. So yeah, we were kind of content running 3rd and 4th. I know Gabe was really pushing me. He was hotter than hell with the track temp, you know, being close to 120 at some points, and right now it's still at like 108. So just super hot all night. So I know Gabe was struggling with some temp, and I'm like, all right, you know, come in here, get a top 5, move on to next week. And that outside lane just surged. I don't know if Josh and Hunter got misaligned with their push, but they lost momentum, and I just kind of surged forward and held on to it. So yeah, we'll definitely take it. I don't think I've ever been in the spot where I've locked in immediately. Usually I'm points racing and worrying about the cutoff race, and that's usually where I do pretty good. But yeah, move on to second round is real nice. I could just be a good teammate and help Fritch and Nate and Jeff, get all the points they need and hopefully lock another person in there next week.
Well, of course, you getting the win tonight, we were talking about that, locks you into the round of 8, but also getting this win tonight helps in the team point standings as well.
I'll be honest, Steve, nobody cares about that. I don't I don't even know how it works, to be honest, because it's super weird, like how it takes its averages, and there's some teams that only race like 3 times and is up there, so I don't know how it works. I'm just like, whatever. If I gotta scroll, well, usually when I'm scrolling that low, it's usually to see where Sean McCare is and points. So I don't usually see the team chart, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with Sean. But yeah, the team stuff, I don't know really what works. I guess that's cool, but no, I'll definitely take the win. The lock-in's more important, and that locks in 1 FSR that they have to deal with, and hopefully we get the other 3 too, so we can take up half the spots and be a team to mess with, like how we usually are, because we're usually wrecking each other. But,
well, you're not supposed to do that as teammates, Zach.
We're all dumb, so it's just, I don't know what happens to us. We're like, team, we're like magnets, and then we just, turn into each other. But it's all a good laugh after we berate each other, usually a bit, and then, yeah.
Well, you're talking about getting locked in, and that definitely has to relieve some pressure off of you going in, at least getting through the rest of this first round.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's weird. I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen, to be honest, because I don't want to be in that mindset where I'm just like, I'm locked in, so it doesn't really matter, because then you get stuck with that, and then you got to ramp it back up for round 2, and there's only 2 elimination races, and I don't know. I believe in psyche and stuff, and I'm just gonna pretend like this didn't happen. But
get out there and race hard.
Yeah, race hard. Definitely, get my teammates up there at least, be more of a helping hand. But no, I want to be in that psyche because, this is just step 1. Step 1 is getting through the first round. We want to get to the second round, as I said, and get to that championship to take what's ours. So, well,
that's where it all comes to head. Zach, congratulations. Hopefully next week I won't have as many technical difficulties. iRacing actually kicked me out twice tonight, and if third strike I was going to be done. So glad it worked out. Glad we were able to catch the rest of the race with minimum issues. But well, buddy, the mic is yours. Any final thoughts, shout out, Saints you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yep, gotta shout out the team, Fritch. I almost said Josh. Wow, that was an old FSR driver. So we had Fritch, Jeff, Nate, Sean, all helping out. Appreciate those guys. We helped each other really good all night. I think that last pit stop kind of split us up, and it was just me and Fritch up here. I don't know where Sean was. He's usually last. But, yeah, Nate and Jeff were, I think, in the second pack. So it kind of split them up, which that sucked. But I know they got some stage points, so hopefully they'll be more okay than below the cut. Got to thank definitely Gabe for that last kind of surge push. Got me through to the first spot. Thank you for, of course, broadcasting, Steve. It makes it fun to kind of watch it back and see what we do, and see stuff outside of the truck. Got to also apologize to Hunter. I think I ran him over. I don't remember when. I was too locked in, so that I was just snowplow and got the 26 out the way. But definitely got to thank the OP admins for doing all the hard work. It's a thankless job, so got to thank them for doing all this. My girlfriend for watching kiddo, so I don't have a screaming child trying to unplug shit. And yeah, then who else I got to thank? I don't know. That's my parents. They're always watching this, so yeah, I got to thank them. They watch me go in circles every Monday, so they could be doing a lot of other stuff. But yeah, that's all.
All right, Zach. Well, like I said, I was talking about the admins, what you guys do behind the scenes. Like you said, it is a thankless job, but you're the one that you and Anthony are the two that I reach out to for the points towers and getting them all squared away. And buddy, I appreciate everything you guys do for not just for me and the broadcast, but for the league as well, bud.
Oh yeah, no one else will do it, so I guess we'll do it. No, the points are especially tonight, because I had a good result, so I'm going to be definitely right after this going on the sheet. I'm posting that 19 is locked in. Yeah, we'll go from there. And why is Pete wrecked over here? I don't know what Pete's doing. But no, yeah, of course, it's no problem. It's someone's got to do it, and it makes it more realistic for you guys, and it's not too bad. It's just sometimes we forget. But yeah, Steve, again, appreciate you coming along Mondays. And again, this is just getting started. Round 2 and 3, well, race 2 and 3 is going to get a little more chaotic when people see where they are in points and how below they are the cut line. So yeah, it's going to ramp up.
All right, buddy. Well, go celebrate, Zach. Congratulations. I know you guys got to get the post-race campfire going, so I'll send you down there, buddy. Good luck, and we'll see you next week.
All right, I'll see you, buddy.
All right. Well, we got him down there to the post-race campfire. Let me get to this. Well, that's going to bring us to our unofficial results here tonight. Of course, this is pending any admin stuff that they're doing down there talking about right now. We'll go ahead and get that pulled up. Zach Workman, your winner tonight. Gabe Butler in second. Hunter Reynolds third. Zach Fritsch finishing fourth. Josh Ball in fifth. Kenny Real, I've seen him out there in chat with a top 10 finish in sixth. Adam Kilday seventh. Peter DeBorja eighth. Vicente Guerrero ninth. Nate Warren in 10th. Sean McCarr in 11th. Richard Kuhn in 12th. Andy Brigante 13th. Everett Lane 14th. Andrew Schroeder in 15th. Jimmy Reynolds in 16th. Jeff Crosby Jr. in 17th. Mark Mann in 18th. Adam Schramm 19th. Lynn McNeese in 20th. David Overstreet in 21st. Jess Crosby Sr. in 22nd. Alex Giffen finishing 23rd. Dave Hunt 24th. Stephen Luttrell finishing 25th. Eric Laurie in 26th. Les Levy in 27th. Mike Edgerton 28th. Doug Johnson 29th. And Rick Sanchez in 30th. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight on MaxspeedTV. Now we will be off until Thursday, where we'll come back for the OP Throwback Series right here, 7:45 Central, 8:45 Eastern. So be sure you tune in for that until Thursday night, folks. Please have a good rest of your week. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a good night, and please, you guys be safe, and we'll see you Thursday.